Guys, the DOS is back, and today I want to show you how to get a scholarship without having to go through the conventional pool of tens of thousands of applicants. You just need to put yourself in a pool of people who share your interest, who share your background, who share the research alignment with yours. You don't have to go to Chevening, Commonwealth, DAD, Fulbright. Those are pools of people whose interests are completely different from yours. And today I want to show you a very simple way of getting a scholarship that aligns with your interests. Now, before we get to it, let's talk about a few facts. In 2021, Chevening received 60,000 applications, 60,000 applications, and only awarded 1,900 scholarships. That is a mere 3% acceptance rate. Mandela Rhodes Foundation received 7,000 applications and awarded 30. 30. That is 0.4%. Remember, you are there, you are an engineer who is good in control systems design. You're good at building circuits. And these people are interested in networking skills and leadership skills, like how to greet people when you are in office. And these things are very important, but sometimes they are not as clear to you as they are clear to some people in other disciplines. And now when you put yourself in this pool, you're going to have a disadvantage. So I'm going to teach you how to put yourself in a pool that has people with interest, skills, and alignments like yours. And that is what we are going to do today, and that will make your scholarship search less painful. To hack this, we need to understand one fact. The professors are always looking for students to help them with research because they are very busy people. They have so many things to do. They have graduate and undergraduate students to teach. They have conferences to attend. They have papers to write. They have proposals to write and defend. They have so many things in their in-tray. They also receive thousands and thousands of inquiry emails from various prospective graduate and undergraduate students. Now, as a person, you need to find these professors, understand what they want, and show that you have it. And then you are good to go. Now, step one of doing this is to go to the university website, look for the department you hope to attend, and find the site that has profiles of the faculty members. These are the professors. I've given an example here of Carleton University. That is the Department of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, where I study as a PhD student. And you can see they have faculty members down here. Just click on that and then see the list of professors who are working in this department. Step 2. Now you already have the list of faculty members. Now you need to go and pick the professors one by one and check which ones conduct research on a topic you are interested in and click on that profile. Now when you go to the profile of a professor, you'll find they have put something there about their research interest. You can see this professor picked here, their name is sealed here. They have design and optimization of advanced building and energy systems, high performance building, energy efficient insulation materials, and all this. And down there, they have given a link to their research group. Now, this is the most important part. Now, step 3 is the most important one. You are looking at getting a scholarship in a particular department. You have gone to the professor's profile and you have found the professor's personal website. That is where their name is given, their research, and all the details about them. Their personal website in a typical department where the professor is engaged in an active research, you will find the professor has a research group. The research group will have a research website where they have projects they are doing, the research team that they are working with, and they will have something call the graduate student opportunities. They will you just click that, you will find it in different names. It can even be research opportunities, funding opportunities, scholarship opportunities, PhD opportunities, master's opportunities, whatever they call it. Just look for this. This is what you want, and you want to check if these opportunities that they have align with your interest. I have clicked the link to graduate opportunities, graduate student opportunities for that particular profile that I was talking about. And you see they are talking about MSc projects, PhD or MSc projects, and they have student opportunities, the current ones, and then there is postdoc opportunities. This is where you want to go because you're looking for a master's scholarship, or if you're looking for a PhD scholarship. Leave alone this postdoc. This is for people who want to be students for life, like me. Now, look at what kind of projects they are working. They are talking about zero carbon off-grid house. They are talking about laboratory testing methodologies for retrofit projects. Confirm if you understand those things. Confirm if those things are familiar. Confirm if they sound interesting to you. Pick one of them and then research about it and see if this is something that you have done before, or you have skills in doing, like low carbon latent thermal storage within buildings. Try to see if whatever they are working on align with the things that you have done before, and you can show that you can do whatever they are doing here. Now, the next thing that you need to do is to check if the opportunity that is being advertised aligns with your profile. And to do that, there are a few things you can do. One, you need to check if you understand the research topic, the overarching research topic that is being dealt with in this particular research group. And then you look at the skills that they require in that particular opportunity. Maybe they require some skills in coding in a particular language, maybe Python. Or maybe if it is social science, you are dealing with the linguistics, you want to talk about language documentation. Or a specific skill in research, maybe data analytics in a particular field, or machine learning or AI. Look at the recent publications and see if there are things that you kind of understand and they excite you. Then you look at the profiles of the current students and even that of the professor and see if they actually do things that current ones. Don't go to their profiles that, some professors are old. They have been here for maybe since 1990s or the early 80s. No, look at the 2024, 2023, 2022 work that they have done and see if they are thinking in the same line as you. Assuming that you have found that your research interests align with this research group and you have decided to apply, they will tell you how to apply. In that advert, they will tell you to email a particular professor or apply by filling a particular form online. Maybe it's a Google Doc form that will help them assess your skills. And this is now going to be the beginning of the application process. Step 6, that is now second step of the application process. What should you do? You need to prepare the necessary documents. You need an academic CV. Academic, not the one that you use for job search, an academic one. The one that makes a big issue about your grades, that makes a big issue about specific academic projects you have done, and one that makes a big issue about the publications you have done. This one, you are not going to use the industry one, the one that you use for searching for jobs. This one can be even 4 pages. It doesn't have to be just 2 pages. Some professors may tell you that they only want a 2-page CV. That's okay. But whatever the case, it needs to be an academic CV. Then go for the transcripts, scan them and put them in a PDF that is very clear, and then look at a sample of previous publication that you have done. If you have none, don't worry. Just focus on the CV and the transcript. The CV should list some of the projects that you have done, and when you are talking about those projects, try to show what kind of what unique things that you did in that project, any novel outcomes. Because for you to get this kind of research funding, you will need to show that you have the capacity for original thought. Listen to that again. You have the capacity for original thought because they want to see if you can do novel research. And you need to show that you have the capacity for advanced research. You can sit down, do literature review, and come up with research objectives that are novel and then achieve them using specific methodologies that they are working on using in that particular department. Now, in this place, I'm now assuming that you have decided to apply and they have asked you to apply via email. So you need to email the professor. Now, how do you do that? You need to introduce yourself academically. But before we get to that, first, your email needs to have a heading. That is the subject. The subject needs to be clear. There is already an advertised topic that you are going to work on. Ensure that that topic appears here unless they have specifically told you what to put in the subject. There are some adverts that ask you to put a specific words in the subject. If they have not done that, use the topic that they are talking about as part of this subject and talk about what you are asking for. Then you need to use your official email. An official email may be for your job or your student email. Many universities, if you have done undergraduate, there is always a student email, and that student email is perpetual. You don't lose it after graduation. I always advise students to use that official email to reach out to professors because that is going to ensure that your email does not go to the junk folder. It doesn't look like a spam. So you need to look at that carefully. Then introduce the matter, salute them. Dear Dr. So-and-so, dear Professor so-and-so. In many instances, doctor is sufficient for anyone, even if they are professors, they are doctors. If you don't know whether they are professors, just say doctor. Some people may have issue with it, but then as long as you don't know that they are professors, doctor is sufficient because everyone is a doctor before they are professors. Now, to introduce yourself academically, you need to first tell us what you are asking for. You want to be a PhD student in that department or in that particular topic. And then you go to, I have completed my master's in electrical engineering at University of Cape Town, South Africa, and passed with a distinction. This is now academic introduction. And then you have asked talked about what you want, and now you show that you deserve to ask for this. You are qualified to ask for what you have just asked for. And you are introducing yourself so that you are preparing this person to listen to you and to draw their attention to your qualifications. Then, once you have done this, the professor is now ready. They have already seen that you meet the basic requirements. They want to know if you now meet the specific requirements. Now, the next step in this email is to show the professor that the skills you have are the skills they want. Those are the fit. You fit the skills that you have to the skills that they want. Now, there are two ways of doing this, and you can use both. The first thing is to show the projects you have done. And you can put a link to them like I did here, or you can just talk about the project and the things that that project achieved. Then you go to details of a project that now show the specific skills. You see here I'm now talking about Python and PyTorch, NumPy, Pandas, TensorFlow, soft computing, numerical methods, and these are details that they are now talking about in their advertisement. So that ad has already given the skills they want, and I want to show them that I have already used those skills in a specific project that shows that I have already developed those skills to an advanced enough level to deliver the project that they want us to deliver. Now, skills are not enough. You still need to show the professor that your interests align with theirs. How do you do this? You need to show that you, with your background, plus them with their background, will actually achieve the research objectives that they have set out to achieve. You plus them is a great team that will achieve the objectives that they want to achieve. There's a professor who had a great background on power system state estimation. And you know, for you to build a control method in power systems, you need the state estimation results. So I told them that their state estimation methodologies could easily be added to my reinforcement learning models. And that will make a very great control algorithm. Now, you see, that is a great way of telling someone that you plus them is a great team. Now, this is very important. You need to look at whatever they have done before and see how your background will add to that to make a great team that will achieve their objectives. The last part of this email is to attach the documents that they have asked for, the required documents and any testimonials. The required documents could be a CV, well labeled, well identified. Maybe they are results or transcripts. You need to label them and say these are transcripts and they are undergraduate transcripts, or these are master's transcripts. Testimonials could be a reference letter they have asked for from your former supervisor, or something like a paper that you have worked on recently. And this paper, you need to select it carefully because they may ask you during the interview to present results from this paper. So be very careful on what kind of testimonials that you are putting here. Now, once the professor reads your email, they may be interested in going forward with you, and they will definitely ask to interview you. When they ask you for an interview, then you need to prepare. You prepare to introduce yourself academically. Tell them your undergraduate major. Tell them what projects you have worked on, a major one that you have worked on recently, and tell them whatever novel outcomes came from that project. Then be ready to demonstrate the knowledge and skills you have that you said you have. Remember, these people want to see if there is an alignment or there is a correlation between the person you said you are and what the person they are seeing before their screens, if it is an online interview. Now, the most important thing here is to prepare to demonstrate that you are the person that is in the email or even more. So that is very important. There's a professor who once asked me to demonstrate how I would determine the Thevenin equivalent circuit of a network, of a power network. That is something that I didn't even know would come, but it is expected of an electrical and electronics engineer to know how that is being done. Yeah? So if you don't know specific basics in your field, some professors make a big issue out of that. So be ready to defend the knowledge that you said you have. Now, how do you know that the interview was successful? The professor will send you an email asking you to apply for admission. If the professor asks you to apply for admission, it is no longer a gamble. It is almost guaranteed that you will be admitted. Because what happens, the professor has agreed to supervise you and they have funding to take care of your needs in the research. Now, they will ask you to apply. When you are applying, you will go to the general admissions website and you will apply for admission. When your application is submitted, it will go straight to the admissions department. The admissions department is a team of generalists who don't know anything about the research you are doing. So they will transmit this application straight to the department where you are going to do the research. The department also may not know the details of the research. They will transmit that admission package to the professor that interviewed you. When the professor receives the admission package, they will assess it and see what kind of documents you have attached, and they compare them with the kind of interview they had with you, and then they will approve it. Once they approve it, they will add the funding offer that they are offering you to that admission. Then they will transmit it back to the department. The department will transmit it back to the admission. Then admission will communicate the good news to you. Boom, we are done. And now you just need to anticipate that good news from the admissions department.